Everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Nikki with MontanaCrochetCreations.com. In today's video, we're going to be making this really cute crochet St. Paddy's Day dishcloth. It's got this really adorable 4-leaf clover on here and just a super durable, nice sized dishcloth here to just kind of spice up your kitchen for the upcoming St. Paddy's Day holiday. So what we're going to need here, I just used a number 4 worsted weight yarn, but I do recommend that you guys use cotton yarn so that way it absorbs moisture and everything quite a bit better than the acrylic that I'm using here. This is just a decorative purposes for this tutorial, so I definitely suggest you guys use cotton yarn. So you're going to need a few things here. We're going to need our number 5 or an H8mm crochet hook, so our 5mm. We're going to need a pair of craft scissors for clipping those yarn tails. And you're also going to need a yarn needle here for weaving in those yarn ends and attaching your 4-leaf clover to your crochet dishcloth. So go ahead and grab all of your supplies. Oh, and you're going to also need a dark, any sort of dark green yarn that you have on hand for your shamrock and for the border here. And then you're also going to need a lighter color number 4 yarn. I just used that for the background. I thought it was a really good contrasting color. And that's it. So go ahead and grab those supplies and I will meet you back here in just a few minutes. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off by creating our 4-leaf clover. So I've got my dark green yarn here, and I'm going to create a magic circle. So if you don't know how to do a magic circle, I'll leave a link to that up in the right-hand corner, but this is how I do the magic circle. It's easiest for me. So I take my yarn and I hold it between my middle and my ring finger. And then I take this yarn here, the working piece of yarn, and I come around the bottom and I crisscross over this piece of yarn tail that I'm holding. Now I've got 2 pieces of yarn right here on the top of my finger. I'm going to insert my hook underneath that very first piece of yarn. That's your working yarn. And I'm going to grab this piece of yarn and I'm going to twist as I pull it underneath that very first loop. And now you've got like this little twist here. We're going to come over and grab our working yarn and we are just going to pull that through that little loop that we had. Now we've created our magic circle. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start working on the little space where we're going to create our petals. So we're going to chain 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to slip stitch into this magic circle. So we're going to come over here and slip stitch. Now let's just repeat that 3 more times, and it's going to create these little loops here for us to do our little leaves for the 4-leaf clover. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to come back into our magic circle and we are going to slip stitch. So let's go ahead and do that. Finish it out with 2 more. Alright, so we've done our 4 little loops. Now we're going to do the stem that's right here. So this little piece right here, that's the stem. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 10. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to go in and we are going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. So if you look right here, you can see that we've got our chain that's on our hook, and that's not going to count. So we're going to go into the very next one. So that's our second chain from the hook. So we're going to go into that and we are just going to slip stitch. And we're going to slip stitch all the way down this entire chain 10 that we just created. Coming up to this very last stitch here, and we're just going to take our yarn tail that we have here, still left from our magic circle. We're going to pull that tight. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to come into the very center of this magic circle, and we are going to slip stitch, attaching our stem to the bottom. So the very next thing for round 2 is we're going to be working inside these chain 8 spaces here. So we're going to do a combination of a bunch of different stitches, and that's what's going to create this little heart-shaped petal right here. So we are going to start excuse me, with a single crochet inside this chain 8. And if you don't know how to do a single crochet, I'll link that up in the right hand corner. Then we are going to do a half double crochet. I'll link that in the corner as well, but for a half double crochet, you're just going to yarn over, insert your hook into that loop here, that chain space, and draw up our yarn. We've got 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and just pull through all 3 of those loops. Next, we'll do 4 double crochet. So double crochet, you yarn over and insert your hook into that chain 8 space. Drop a loop. We're going to yarn over and draw up a loop again, and yarn over and draw up a loop again. So we're going to create 3 more of those double crochet. Now we are going to do 2 triple crochet. So kind of smush your yarn over a little bit, but for a triple crochet, we're going to yarn over our hook 2 times. So we're going to insert our hook into that chain 8 space. We're going to yarn over and draw up a loop. Now we have these 4 loops right here on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. That's created your triple crochet. So let's do that again. So we're yarning over twice, inserting our hook, drawing up a loop, yarning over and pulling through 2 loops, yarning over, pulling through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to place a double crochet in this chain 8 space. And then we are going to place a half double crochet. And then we are going to do a single crochet. Whoops. Let's do that single crochet. So now we've created the first little portion of our little petal there for our 4-leaf clover. Pull that over. So we're going to repeat this process again. So we are going to start with a half double crochet, and then we are going to do a double crochet. And then the next thing that we're going to do is 2 triple crochet. So there's 1 and 2. Now we are going to create 4 double crochet. So there's 1. Grab a little more yarn. 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to do a half double crochet, and we're going to finish with a single crochet. So next thing that we'll do is we're going to go in and we're going to go to the very center of this magic circle here. God, I forgot what it was called, sorry. The very center of the magic circle, and we're just going to slip stitch. So that's basically going to attach our petals to the very center of that magic circle. And now you can see we've got one of our petals completed. So we're going to go ahead and repeat that process in this next chain 8 space. So we're going to insert our hook into the chain 8. We're going to start with a single crochet. And the loops will kind of get in your way a little bit, but just kind of work around those. The further you get down into it, the easier it'll be. And then we're going to start with another half double crochet, 4 double crochet, I'm going to pull that a little, and we're going to do 2 triple crochet, and now we're going to do our double crochet, our half double crochet, and our single crochet. Now we'll go back in, just smush that over a little bit and create our half double crochet. Oops. Our double crochet, and we've got our 2 triple crochet, now we're going to do 4 double crochet, that's 3 and 4, a little bit, and we're going to do our half double crochet and our single crochet. Then we're going to come in and slip stitch inside that magic circle. And just periodically just kind of pull your tail tight. And then we're going to repeat that entire process through this next 2 chain 8 spaces. So go ahead and repeat that, and I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes when you are done. I've completed my little 4-leaf clover here, which has turned out really cute. And what I'm going to do is I fastened off my yarn, and I'm going to go in and just weave in my yarn tails. And I found the easiest way to do this was to just weave around, maybe in a circle around that magic circle that we created. So let's see if I can get this yarn through here. Heavens. Try it again. Sometimes the yarn unravels and it's a little hard to get it through the eye of these little metal needles, but I find that the metal needles work better than the plastic ones, especially when you're trying to go through such thick yarn. So I'm going to go and just follow the circle around here and weave this in. And I'm going to weave this one in right here. And I do this about 3 times. Just enough to where I know that it's not going to come undone inside the washing machine. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and clip my yarn. And what I've done is I have left a tail just long enough to where I'm going to be able to attach to my crochet dishcloth. But if you didn't want to do this, I thought a really cute idea would be to go ahead and weave in your yarn tails. And this would be great gifts for coworkers and things. And just grab a little safety pin and pin it into the back, and then you can wear it on your shirt while you're at work on Thursday, which is St. Patrick's Day, and you don't have to worry about the risk of somebody pinching you because you're not wearing green. So go ahead and leave your long tail, and what we're going to do next is we're going to get started on the actual dishcloth part. Once we're done with that, then I'll show you how to attach your little 4-leaf clover to it. So go ahead and grab your light green yarn, and I'll meet you back here in just a few seconds. Alright, so I'm back and I've got my light green yarn, and I'm still using my 5mm crochet hook. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a chain of 40. So I start with my slip stitch here, and we're going to chain 40. So I've done my chain of 40, and we are going to half double crochet in our second chain from the hook. Remember, not the one that's on your loop, on your hook, that doesn't count. But then there's your first chain from the hook and your second chain from the hook. We're going to half double crochet in that second chain from the hook right here. And remember, we're going to half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. And to do a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that chain space, and draw up your first loop. You'll then have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops again. So let's go ahead and continue to half double crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. So we're at the end of row 1, and I've half double crocheted in every stitch. At the end of row 1, you should have a total of 39 stitches. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. So what we're going to do for rows 2 through row 25 is we are going to place 1 half double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way across. When you come to the end of each row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. At the end of row 25, you can go ahead and fasten off your light green yarn and weave in those yarn tails. So go ahead and complete your 25 total rows, and I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes. So I have completed my 25 rows, and I will point out that my tutorial is for the full size, but I'm just doing a sample size here. So let's just pretend that I've completed my 25 rows, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this dark green yarn, and we're just going to attach it anywhere that we want to on our crochet dishcloth. So we're going to just go in and attach our dark green yarn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into that same space where I just attached my yarn, and I'm going to place a half double crochet. So we're going to continue to half double crochet down the top of this dishcloth here. And when we get to the corner, I'll show you how to create that corner. So just keep placing 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you come to that very corner space. Alright, so we've come up to our very last stitch right here, and that's where our corner space is going to be. So we're going to place 3 half double crochet in that same stitch right here. So there's 1, we've got 2, and 3. So now we're just going to continue to crochet down the edge of our project here. And this is the very ends of our rows, so there's not really going to be stitches. So what we're going to do is just kind of go in, and any little open space that you can find is where we're going to place our half double crochet. Coming up to the very last few stitches. And then we're going to create another corner space. We're going to go into that corner last stitch, and we're going to place 3 half double crochet. And so now we've created our corner space again. So what we're going to do is continue working around the bottom edge of this. When we get to our very end piece right here, we're going to place 3 half double crochet in that corner, and then we're going to work all the way around the edge here, placing 3 half double crochet in the corner, and we'll come across the top. When we get back to the top here, we are going to slip stitch to that very first half double crochet. So what's everybody doing for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day holiday? I live in Montana, and about probably an hour from us, there's a little town called Butte, and they throw the biggest St. Paddy's Day like parade and holiday, like just parties and everything like that. And a lot of people here in our town take off and go to that for St. Patrick's Day. But we've got family coming in town, so we're going to skip it this year and then just stay home and kind of get the house all cleaned up and everything like that. So what are you guys all doing? Let me know down in the comments. So I've finished row 1 of my border, and it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. If you want to do one more row, then you're going to chain 1 and half double crochet in that chain 1 space. And then you'll continue to half double crochet in each stitch all the way around until you come to your corner space. When you come to your corner space, you'll place 3 more half double crochet in that stitch. And then just continue working all the way around the border edge of your crochet St. Paddy's Day washcloth. So, but I've thought that this size, since it's a little bit smaller, looked really good with just 1 row of the border. So I've fastened off my yarn. I'll weave in my yarn tail, but I wanted to show you how I went and how to attach this little shamrock to your crochet washcloth. So I'm going to take my yarn needle here and thread that on, and we're going to go ahead and attach our shamrock to our dishcloth. So I like to kind of come through here. You can see where it's attached in the bottom, but I like to kind of figure out a spot of where I want to place my dishcloth, my shamrock on my dishcloth, and then I'm just going to go through into the back of this dishcloth. So we'll just make sure that it's positioned how we want it. This is going to be a little awkward. And then I'm going to come in, and all I'm going to do is stitch this through that magic circle and then through that chain 8 space here where we created our petals. So you can see I'm coming back through, and I'm going to go into that magic circle, and then I'm going to go into that chain 8 space. And then for the next one, I'm going to go from the bottom into the top of that magic circle and then through our chain 8 space. And I'm going to do that one more time. Through that magic circle and into our chain 8 space. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and continue down and attach your stem and your little petals here and just tack those down, but I'm not going to. I think it looks really cute being able to have the flexibility in the movement. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to continue with that piece of yarn, and I'm just going to weave in my yarn tail. Now, a really good rule of thumb to remember when you're weaving in your yarn ends is to go back and forth over the same spot at least 3 times. That way, whenever you wash your washcloth in the washing machine, it's not going to come undone. So go ahead and clip our yarn here. And then we're going to weave in this top little portion here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go back and forth over the same spot at least 3 times while I'm weaving this in. Maybe. No, my yarn is all messed up. Hold on. And this was just scrap yarn that I had. I think it's from Hobby Lobby or something like that. So it's, there we go. So we're just going to weave back and forth here. So pull that through, and then I'm going to go back over that same area, weaving my yarn in, and then I'm going to do it one more time. And then that way it's not going to come undone. So now we'll just go ahead and clip our yarn, and there you have it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed making this really cute crochet St. Patty's Day dishcloth. Like I said, it's really simple to make. The shamrock would be really cute to wear as a pin to work, so that way you make sure that you don't get pinched on Thursday for not wearing green. And that's it. So I hope that you guys all loved this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making this project for you. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell as I post weekly tutorials right here on my channel. And I love you guys all so much. I will see you in my very next video. Bye-bye.